Did you have an idea of what to do first on number 105?
Mr. Wall, let me tell you something. No clue what I was doing. No clue.
We did an example kind of like this one. Let's do algebra first. So that would be 5e to the negative 2x minus e to the x minus 2x would be negative x. Now we have a shot at working this problem. So some people are going to do it straight away. Others are going to say u equals negative 2x. So du equals negative 2. So I'd move the 5 out front. Put a negative 2 there and a negative 1/2 out front to counter the negative 2. So on this first one, I'd have negative 5/2 e to the negative 2x. On the second one, again, some people would just bypass showing the u stuff altogether. U is negative x, so du is negative 1 or negative dx, which is what we already have. So be careful, that sign, this negative, kind of needs to attach to that dx, which means this is going to be plus e to the negative x plus c. I would leave that as an answer. Calc chat might get a little crazy with fractions. But I would stop there. But the main point of that one was algebra first. What else, Macy?
123.
123. I'm going to go ahead and distribute that 1/2. Excuse me. Thank you. So I've got the second derivative. This is the one where I want to back up twice and get back to the original function. So backing up once, well, the 1/2 just hanging around there. The antiderivative of e to the x is just e to the x, so that's as easy as it gets for that piece of it. How about the antiderivative of e to the negative x? I know it's going to be e to the negative x because that part doesn't change. But it needs to be minus sign so that when we use the chain rule, the negative off of the chain rule at the top and this negative would combine to be positive. And then plus c. And this is f prime, so I need to use this piece of information. So 0 equals 1/2 e to the 0 minus 1/2 e to the 0 plus c. They made that convenient for us. Even if you don't know what e to the 0 is, 1/2 e to the 0 minus 1/2 e to the 0 goes away, and we get c equals 0, which is super nice. That means if we forgot about c, we'd still get the question right. So first derivative is 1/2 e to the x minus 1/2 e to the negative x plus 0. On Now we need to undo that derivative, go backwards one more time to get to f of x. Antiderivative of e to the x is e to the x. Worried about that one. Let's see. Oh, this one just is changing signs on us because of that negative. So this is going to be plus because of the negative, and then plus c. And then I'll use the other information. Oh, remember this is a different c, so if you need to call it c2, you certainly can. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1, so c2 is also equal to 0. That was very, very kind of them to rig this problem for both of the c's to be 0. It's kind of interesting that it's the original function is the same thing as the second derivative. But that's because that negative one, all it does is makes it change signs back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that means I also know what the fourth derivative and the sixth derivative and the eighth derivative will be. As well as actually the third derivative and the fifth derivative and so on. They'll all match as well. Other questions from 354? Yes?
101.
101. Integral of e to the x times the square root of 1 minus e to the x dx. Rachel, did you have a guess for u on this one?
I said X, but then I didn't think that was right.
Yeah, it's almost never going to be just x, because then it would change all your x's to u's, but that wouldn't really help anything. So anybody else, any other guesses for what u should be? Let's go with 1 minus e to the x, because the derivative then would be negative e to the x dx. So this is u, and we can make this du if we put a negative on there. So negative integral of, I'm going to change that to the 1/2 so that I can integrate it without messing it up, rather than trying to integrate a square root. So now it's just power rule. Increase the power by 1, divide by the new power. Don't forget the plus c. So negative 2/3, 1 minus e to the x to the 3/2 plus c. As usual, it's always, or almost always, about picking the correct u, and then everything else works out. In fact, tomorrow, it's like a mid-unit review. There's not any new notes. It's just a page of u substitution problems, but all jumbled up. So rather than, well, this unit is all e to the x, and this is all natural log, and this is all power rule, it's like, here they all are shuffled together, work together, and figure them out. That's tomorrow's lesson. Other questions from 354? All right, let's move on to today's